why does so much news feel like an agenda? And when it's clear there is an agenda, it only benefits a few, and nobody wants your opinion. So what would happen if you could get actual automotive news, without agenda, from a source that wants to know what you really think? You've got options, where to learn more about EV, Amazon, Honda, Tekion, NADA. But those other guys, they're not the only ones with the information. And I'd love to know if they actually include you in their elite ecosystem. That's why this is ATI. You're welcome here. So please say hello, make new friends, grow your network, and learn from the best on ATI Auto Business. What's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to ATI Auto Business, automotive ecosystem, where everyone learns more about the automotive industry. It is New Year's Eve. I have an interesting show for you tonight. We're going to cover a lot of topics. We're going to do things a little bit different. But I know that as we lean into the auto industry event of the year, January 23rd through 26th, this is what everyone's going to be talking about. Maybe right now, maybe already has, definitely is going to soon, is the big show in New Orleans, NADA show. What is this show about? What does NADA do? Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, did I just hit you with a strange headline turning a blind eye? CBS News journalist slams media, says most underreported 2024 story was Biden's obvious cognitive decline. Okay, that's not news. In fact, I don't know anybody that didn't know that Joe was sleepy. Let me tell you what else is not news. Gift ideas, not news. Private parties, not news. Charity donations, not news. Most job promotions are not news. Graduation ceremonies, not news. Leadership culture Kool-Aid, not news. Okay, might be social media. It's not news. This is not news either. And while we're being distracted with not news, we're missing some pretty important stuff. I'm here to help point that out. I know, it's jolly times. Know your ecosystem, dealer, auction, OEM, logistics, tech, and more. This is I think it's the last neutral zone. It's ATI Auto Business. Thanks for tuning in. Normally the show is at 7 p.m. Central Time. I'm also going to celebrate New Year's Eve to some degree, but before I do, I'm going to deliver some news. Some actual news. Oh, my volume button. Hello? Alright, here we go. Ding. Amazon Autos. What are the sales now? What's next? What's happening with Amazon Autos? Amazon is currently selling Hyundai vehicles through its Amazon Autos platform in 48 U.S. cities. The program offers a seamless purchasing experience by allowing customers to browse vehicles, secure financing, and arrange trade-ins online. Initial models available include Hyundai Palisade, Ioniq 5, and Tucson. Amazon plans to expand the program to include more brands by 2025, although specific manufacturers have not yet been announced. The platform aims to simplify the car buying process with transparent pricing and minimal dealership interactions. This initiative position Amazon is set to potentially disrupt traditional auto sales by leveraging its massive e-commerce reach and customer-centric innovations. I think this is a very mild way of saying stuff's about to change. A lot. Amazon is expanding into logistics capabilities all the time, which could include ventures into car shipping. Say what? The company already has extensive transportation systems for goods delivery, and Amazon Relay offers trucking contracts for freight movement, catering to logistics providers. However, its focus remains on parcel delivery and last-mile logistics for now. Amazon's entry into car shipping would align with its history of entering new markets by leveraging its logistics expertise, but no definitive public announcements have been confirmed as of yet. Such a move could challenge traditional auto transport companies and logistics providers by introducing competitive pricing and efficient operations. Look out, Carvana and large auto transport groups. This could be happening. I don't know why I wouldn't. Hey, what impact will the Honda-Nissan merger have on this auto industry? Honda and Nissan are in discussions to form a joint holding company with the goal of finalizing their merger by 2026. Their merger, which also involves Mitsubishi, could position the new entity as the third largest automaker globally, behind Toyota and Volkswagen. Key benefits from the merger include platform sharing access across internal combustion, hybrid, and EV models, integrated R&D, optimized manufacturing, improved supply chain efficiency. Honda will initially lead the new management, with the companies aiming to remain distinct brands but collaborate closely on product and innovation. There is a lot to watch in this move. Honda's merger with Nissan alongside Mitsubishi under a joint holding company aimed at achieving multiple strategic goals: cost reduction, EV development, global expansion, shared innovation. It's not the same thing as what Stellantis has done, but could prove as just as difficult. Delete it. Why would Elon Musk favor ending EV tax credits? Elon Musk has previously suggested eliminating the EV tax credit for several reasons. Market efficiency. Elon has argued that the EV market should be competitive on its own merits without government incentives. I think that's something, looking at the debt, we can all kind of get into. He believes Tesla and other automakers should produce compelling products that attract customers independently. Tesla's dominance. Tesla has benefited significantly from the credits, but also surpassed the sales cap that disqualifies certain automakers from further credits. So Elon's stance could reflect confidence in Tesla's ability to compete without subsidies, while new entrants still rely on them. And reducing complexity, Elon has emphasized streamlining government policies and processes. He is the director of government efficiency. Removing tax credits could simplify the EV market landscape. This perspective underscores his confidence in Tesla's market leadership. So EVs and autonomous vehicles, what is Elon's impact on Trump's policies? Elon's views on EVs and autonomous vehicles can and will influence Donald Trump's policy decisions. Elon advocates for EV adoption and sustainable energy, but his stance often contrasts with Trump's support for traditional energy sectors, including oil and gas. So we'll see where that goes. Elon's push for advanced EV autonomous vehicle technologies, along with his critiques of over-regulation, could indirectly shape Trump's approach by emphasizing innovation-friendly policies to keep U.S. automakers competitive globally. Autonomous vehicles are not illegal in the U.S., but their legality and regulation vary state by state. The federal government has set guidelines for autonomous vehicle development through NHTSA, but many aspects, including testing and public use, are regulated at the state level. Some states, like California and Arizona, have more established laws and testing programs for autonomous vehicles, while others have restrictions on their use. Certain aspects, such as vehicle insurance and liability, remain in flux as regulatory bodies work to update laws to accommodate new technologies. In short, while it's not illegal, the regulatory environment for autonomous vehicles is complex and subject to ongoing development. Tariffs and EV tax credits. What's Trump's impact on automotive? Will car prices go back up? Trump's proposed tariffs, such as the 25% tax on vehicle imports from Canada and Mexico, are expected to significantly impact the U.S. auto industry. These measures could raise costs for manufacturers reliant on cross-border supply chains, where parts frequently cross borders multiple times before assembly. For example, critical components like wire harnesses are often partially manufactured in the U.S., bundled in Mexico, and re-imported. These tariffs might increase vehicle prices, which are already high, potentially affecting affordability and sales volumes. Automakers are preparing for a reshaped supply chain, but retaliatory tariffs from Canada and Mexico could further disrupt trade. BYD, the Chinese EV manufacturer, faces challenges from potential U.S. automotive tariffs under policies supported by Trump. These tariffs, including a proposed 200% tariff on Chinese-made cars entering Mexico and possibly other North American markets, aims to prioritize domestic production. BYD's direct exports to the U.S. are limited, minimizing immediate impact, but its reliance on global components could be affected. The company is countering by expanding into Mexico, targeting 100,000 EV sales by 2025, and planning a local factory to mitigate tariff risks and increase competitiveness in the region. Where? Putting the factory where? BYD is actively pursuing plans to establish a factory in Mexico to produce electric vehicles. The company is evaluating potential locations in 3 Mexican states. This facility is intended to supply the Mexican market rather than serve as an export hub. Strategically manufacturing in Mexico could help BYD avoid UF tariffs under the USMCA agreement, providing vehicles meet regional content rules. BYD's move aligns with its global expansion strategy, but faces challenges including U.S. pressure on Mexico to limit Chinese EV investments due to economic and security concerns. BYD is in discussions with the Mexican government and anticipates creating approximately 10,000 jobs through the initiative. Okay. EV production and chargers. What's happening? How does this affect internal combustion engine vehicles? The EV landscape is rapidly changing, as we know. The EV tax credit status remains available, but stricter requirements now prioritize U.S. source materials for batteries. Vehicles with components from countries like China may see reduced or eliminated credits. Some Tesla Model 3 versions will no longer qualify. ICE vehicles and EV competition. ICE still dominates sales, but EV production continues growing. Ford, GM, Stellantis heavily investing in EVs. Charging infrastructure. The growth of charging stations supported by federal funding, as we know, which has been big, remains crucial to EV adoption. However, gaps in rural areas, possibly large gaps, and reliability issues pose ongoing challenges. Switching gears, why should I care about Tekion versus CDK Global, and what's a DMS? Tekion has sued CDK Global, accusing them of monopolistic practices within the dealership management system DMS market. Tekion claims that CDK has been impeding dealerships from switching to alternative platforms, effectively raising prices. The lawsuit alleges CDK is withholding or delaying dealers' access to critical operational data, thus restricting competition and inflating costs. Tekion seeks monetary damages and an injunction to compel CDK to release the data. This legal battle comes amid ongoing scrutiny of CDK's market dominance, including a recent $100 million settlement over allegations of overcharging dealerships. A dealer management system is critical for the efficient operation of a dealership. It's the backbone of a dealership's daily operations, integrating and managing various aspects of the business. A DMS centralizes inventory management, customer relationship management, which is the CRM, sales, service, parts, and improves communication, reduces redundancy between teams. By managing a CRM effectively, a DMS allows dealerships to personalize customer interactions, service history, streamlining transactions, increasing customer satisfaction and loyalty. DMS platforms often include tools to ensure compliance with financial and privacy regulations, such as accurate tax reporting and safeguarding customer data, integrating accounting functions, tracking revenue, expenses, profitability across departments, simplifying reporting and audits. Advanced reporting in the DMS provides insights into sales trends, inventory, customer behavior, data-driven decision-making. Automation of routine tasks like inventory and invoice generation, saving time, reducing errors, cutting operational costs. This thing is essential to the dealership. CDK Global, Reynolds & Reynolds, and Tekion are DMS providers. A robust DMS is essential for remaining competitive in the auto retail landscape. That's why it matters. Oh yeah, what does NADA do? The National Automobile Dealers Association. I don't see anybody answering this question. So here we go. The National Auto Dealers Association is a trade association representing nearly 16,000 franchised new car and truck dealerships in the U.S. NADA plays a critical role in advocating for dealerships on legislative and regulatory issues, fostering business, supporting professional growth, lobbying on behalf of dealers to influence federal and state legislation, working to maintain the franchise system and address challenges, provide training, resources, certification programs, publishing reports and insights. They host the NADA show, offer guidance on purchasing and financing vehicles, ensuring transparency and fairness in dealership practices. NADA is central to shaping the U.S. auto retail landscape by aligning dealership interests with industry development and consumer needs. The NADA is currently focused on several key legal and regulatory issues. FTC vehicle shopping rule, known as the CARS rule, which could impose significant additional costs and paperwork on consumers and dealers. EPA de facto EV mandate. NADA is pushing back against the EPA with aggressive EV sales targets, which will require a dramatic shift in the industry by 2032. And catalytic converter theft. NADA is supporting legislation preventing auto recycling theft, aimed at curbing the growing problem of catalytic converter theft. Sounds pretty good. And yes, the NADA show is a major annual event for the auto industry, particularly for car dealers, manufacturers, related businesses, serving as a hub for networking, showcasing the latest in dealership technology, strategies, and innovations. Featuring workshops on topics like dealer operations, marketing, customer experience, exhibiting, showcasing cutting-edge products, services, technologies, keynote speakers, leaders, motivational figures. Sounds amazing. With, digital retail, e-commerce, inventory management, EV sales, logistics, data analytics, wow. Auto finance, fleet sales and management, logistics optimization. Emerging subscription models, negotiation, and soft skills. So why do logistics companies spend so much money exhibiting at NADA? Wow. Freight management, transportation. You got your key players, freight brokers, fleet management, vehicle transportation companies to help streamline logistics, delivery times, improve customer satisfaction, dealership supply chain contacts. Oh my gosh. Seems to be a lot of reasons to drop a lot of money at NADA to build your business. Oh, and OEMs? OEMs will be there and you can make contracts with them? Oh, I wonder what that's like. So what is this NADA versus Scout Motors thing? What is this about? The NADA is determined to challenge Scout Motors' direct sales strategy as it aims to preserve the traditional dealership model. The association and several state dealer groups are pushing back against Scout's plan to sell EVs directly to consumers, bypassing dealerships altogether. This approach mirrors the model used by companies Tesla, Rivian, Lucid, which have faced similar resistance. NADA argues that Scout's move could undermine dealer relationships and bypass critical state franchise laws that regulate how cars can be sold. Despite this, Scout's leadership remains confident, highlighting potential benefits such as customer control and operational efficiency. The success of NADA's challenge will depend on several factors, including the political climate in each state, legal interpretations of franchise laws, and whether consumer demand will align with the direct sales model. While NADA's pushback is significant, the growing success of direct-to-consumer EV companies may also challenge long-standing auto retail norms. This is a headline. CNCDA issues cease and desist against VW's direct sales plans for Scout brand. Oh, and this is the headline in the letter that I got a copy of. The actual cease and desist: Volkswagen Group of Americas and Scout Motor Inc. violation of California Vehicle Code Section 11713.3, which states, as background, Vehicle Code Section 11713.3 was amended in 2023 by Assembly Bill 473 to prohibit automakers like VW from establishing affiliate brands to compete with dealers by directly selling vehicles. This law went into effect last year. Oh, okay. Volkswagen, the parent company of Scout Motors, could sell Scout vehicles in the state if they sell them at any of their other vehicle dealerships, but not direct to the consumer. Apparently. And yet, finding an affordable car in the U.S. has already become a challenge for many budget-constrained Americans, and when temperatures drop, EV owners face a physics problem, reduced battery performance, and increased charging times. So I guess that should be the t-shirt. Okay, let's do a what are you talking about? And then I'm going to wrap up this show. Jolly phrases such as, at the end of the day, and the future of whatever are meant to show wisdom and cut to chase forethought. But they're trite, aren't they? They're not disrupting, transforming, or demure. And while everybody's doing a recap right now or a future show, they're either looking forward or backward. But I'm talking to you right now. And guess what? Things change. And laws change. So if you've pinned your existence and righteousness on the temporary presence of a law, I'm going to ask you, what are you talking about? Marijuana use was declared illegal in California in 1913. 1913! With the passage of amendments to the Poison Act, making California the first state in the U.S. to outlaw marijuana at the state level. Marijuana bad. Reefer madness really, really bad. 83 years later, in 1996, California legalized medical marijuana, making California the first state to do so. In 2010, statewide decriminalization began to take shape, and possession of less than 1 ounce of marijuana was reduced to an infraction, like a traffic ticket. And 1 ounce of pot is a lot of pot, bro. Today, it's cookies and gummies and whatever you want. But 111 years ago, it was the devil. In 1973, California Vehicle Code Section 11713.3 began addressing delivery obligations, capital structure, and management changes as a new addition to the laws that had been created to regulate the relationship between vehicle manufacturers and dealers. That was about 51 years ago when those laws were created. That means in the 1960s, a good 50 years after marijuana meant you were a terrorist, these specific OEM dealer franchise provision laws didn't even exist. Yes, the ones making big headlines right now. Stay with me. In 1973, this new legal language was added and codified into law, prohibiting manufacturers or distributors from failing to deliver vehicles and parts in a reasonable time, interfering with dealership capital structures, and influencing management changes, reflecting long-standing protections for dealers against unfair practices by manufacturers, and established to ensure competitive equity and fairness in franchise agreements and dealer operations. And no, I didn't see the word consumer in there either. Remember, it was 1913 when California made pot illegal. It was only 4 years later, in 1917, when the National Auto Dealers Association was formed, established by a group of auto dealers who sought to advocate for fair taxation and represent their interests as the auto industry rapidly expanded. According to sources, NADA has since grown over the past 100 years to represent over 16,000 franchised new car and truck dealerships across the United States. The association continues to play a pivotal role in reshaping auto industry policies and supporting dealership operations nationwide. According to that CB2 News article published a week ago, the California New Car Dealers Association issued a cease and desist letter to Volkswagen and its affiliate Scout Motors. This action followed VW's announcement to sell vehicles directly to California consumers under the Scout Motors brand, which the CNCDA claims violates state law. We're talking big time, bad stuff. So from 1973 until now, you guys basically lobby the laws on this stuff to protect your interests. And I'm supposed to be distracted by charity, leadership, and best practices for consumers. How again are consumers being injured in California by the ability to buy vehicles direct from the manufacturer? Isn't that how they got their Teslas? Ladies and gentlemen, when again was the public consumer being injured by their own voluntary use of marijuana, and what year was it decriminalized in California? Because that obtuse perspective was voted out by the public. It's fine if you don't want to see the connection. But it seems like a lot of laws are written in self-interest rather than public good. And I thought a lot of you guys just big time voted out against all that last month. They're just questions and thoughts. But you might want to ask someone at the big trade show next month, what are you talking about? That is the memo.
Are you completely...
All right. Hey, thanks for jumping in the live chat. Really do appreciate you. watching ATI. This is where everyone learns more about the automotive industry. Jay, why would you do such a crazy show? And the answer is, there is now so much social media that it's being confused with news. There's a lot of agenda, opinion, and distraction. And I'm going to try to focus on information and perspective, even if that means I start to color outside the lines. I want to thank you so much for another great year. I will absolutely see you again next Tuesday night with another great show. And it might even be about pre-NADA lean in with people that are going. You heard my perspective. Now let's get theirs, and let's get yours next. Thank you so much. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. We'll see you again next year. Take care.